All right, Coach. Get going with the opening statement and then take questions.
Super excited about our game last Thursday. Want to say special thank you to everybody that came out. Thought it was a great atmosphere for our team. We punched them early, I thought, and they kind of punched back. And then Lauren Pendleton went down, had to get stitches, and we had to adjust without her. And it took us a little bit to adjust. They went on that run in the second quarter to go up at halftime. And I was really proud at the way that my team responded after I got at them at halftime. I felt like we really dominated that third quarter. That's who we want to be defensively and offensively. And just really proud of them for being able to finish strong and beat a really good team without our second best player. You know, she only played 12 minutes. So I thought that was huge for us. Great to see. Looking forward to tomorrow. Super excited. Obviously, this is a big time game for our state, for women's basketball. A lot of respect for Coach Neighbors and their program. Obviously, a really good team, another really good challenge for us. But we prepared all week. We're excited to be on the floor in front of our fans. And for us, we just want to be us for 40 minutes, be solid, be disciplined, and then we can live with the results.
Coach, what stands out the most to you looking at the Razorbacks on film?
They're a transition team. You know, our transition defense wasn't great against NIU. So that's been a huge point of emphasis this week in practice. So we know that we have to do a really, really good job. It's got to be the best that we've had transition defense-wise. Got to get the ball stopped. Got to protect the paint and build out, you know, because they can score. They can flat out score. So our defense has to be on point. I'm proud of the way that we prepared this week. We're ready. We're prepared. We're ready. So now the girls just got to show up and play.
Coach, you touched on this in your opening statement, and you've talked about it in the past, but can you expand a little bit on what this matchup means for the state, especially kind of in this era where it seems like across the board interest in women's college basketball is kind of at an all-time high?
It means a lot. You know, there's a lot of Power 5 schools that wouldn't play teams in state, you know, so, you know, that's a major shout out to Coach Neighbors for being willing to come here and to play this game. It means a lot to our program. It means a lot to the state. Our fans buy into it, you know, feel like we're going to have a good crowd. So I think it's huge for our state and just gives us an opportunity to, again, have a very good opponent on our home floor. So I think it's a huge deal. I think it's going to be an amazing atmosphere, and it's great for women's basketball in Arkansas.
Coach, take us back to that first meeting, 2021. You were on the bench. Like, you kind of got to experience this the first time around in Jonesboro. What was that like, that atmosphere?
Well, I just hope our shot clocks work this time. that's probably the thing that sticks out the most. That was tough. But yeah, no, everything's gonna be great tomorrow. It was a great atmosphere. You know, it was really fun to be the assistant at that time and just be a part of that atmosphere. So I'm looking forward to being the head coach this time on our home floor, big time team coming to town, you know, having a great crowd. I'm really looking forward to it. We're gonna be, you know, passionate about it. We're going to have fun. But for us, we just want to be us for 40 minutes. We're treating this game just like every other game. Obviously, a really big challenge. But for us, it's about us and just being who we are, being confident who we are, and just getting better each game.
You know, last week, before NIU, you said, well, we might see Anna and Winter out there together, and then like the situation necessitated it. What'd you think about that unit? Obviously, that's when Anna hit a bunch of shots. So, kind of, what'd you think about that lineup?
We finally figured it out, and it wasn't to my doing. It was because LA went out. So I'm happy. I'm a big believer. I think that things happen for a reason, and that was really good for us to see that those two can be on the floor at the same time. We understand that when they are on the floor at the same time, we figured out that there's certain offenses that we need to run when they're on the floor, so that we don't get them kind of in a bad situation. So we got that figured out. They play a lineup sometimes where they go 5 guards, or their forwards are very guard-like. So you'll probably see that lineup on the floor again tomorrow. So was really pleased seeing them on the floor together, and I think you'll see a lot more of it.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, one thing that I noticed in watching film on Arkansas is, boy, they spread you out. They make the floors so big. So, you know, you worked on your transition defense and anything, and kind of what have you talked about with the girls in terms of guarding that spread?
Yeah. So the two big keys for us is transition defense, and then we got to pack it in the paint. They get the three ball by putting pressure on the paint. So our job is going to be, we're going to load to the ball. Our basic principles that we teach every single day. We're not going to go out and be spaced out with them. That's what they want. They want you to space out with them so that they can get to the basket untouched. That's not who we are, regardless of who we're playing. So we're going to be in our hip spots. We're going to be in the gaps, and we're gonna force them to try to kick, and we got to rely on our closeouts to be good, because they have multiple driving kicks where they drive and kick and drive it again. So we're going to absolutely help each other out. We're not going to space out with them. We're going to be in the gaps. We're going to be in the help side. And when they look to drive it, we're going to have someone there waiting on them. So we're not changing up anything that we're doing defensively. It's just stuff that we work on every single day. We know that we got to control the paint points. When you look at their points, half of their points this season have come in the paint. If you look at their threes they're getting it because they're driving it to the paint and kicking. So the huge emphasis for us is, you can't think, you know, yes, they're going to shoot the threes, but they're shooting the threes because they're getting to the paint. So we got to protect the paint first, and then we'll build out.
And they, even though they won 2 close games, I mean, it's been basically 80-80-80. And we know you guys are comfortable there. Is there any reason to not think this will be really up and down tomorrow night?
Oh, absolutely. You know, they play fast. We play fast. The message to my team is, we don't want it to be a shootout, right? Like, we want to play fast the way we play fast. We don't want to play their fast, because if we play their fast, we could get in trouble. So for us, you know, I think that they're going to take some quick shots, and not that we won't, but if we miss a couple, we got to control the possession and make them guard, and really value taking good shots. They've had success transition offense because other teams have taken some bad shots that led to transition offense for them. So another emphasis for us has been shot selection. We got to make sure we're taking high efficient shots so we can get more makes than misses, so that we don't help them get transition offense. So we're going to play fast. They're going to play fast, but we're going to play Arkansas State fast. We don't want to play Arkansas fast.
Coach, in the beginning of the season or the preseason, you were really high on Kristen Rose, but we haven't seen her yet. Is it just trying to find a good place or time, or what's the status there?
Well, she was out because she had a concussion. So you definitely would have saw her in those first 2 games. You're going to see her a lot tomorrow, and I'm excited for you guys to see her. She's special. She sees the floor. She's fast. She's gritty. She defends. So I'm so excited to have her back. She hated that she had to miss the 2 games, but she had a concussion. Obviously, she had to go through concussion protocol. So after our NIU game, we took 2 days off, and we practiced Sunday, and she was full go on Sunday. So she's practiced all week this week, and she's full go, and she's ready to go tomorrow. So super excited for you guys to get a first look at her.
So you're an Arkansas kid, and you've got some Arkansas kids, but you've all, like, your players have been Arkansas kids in an era where they get to play this game. I mean, do your kids know the history of kind of how hard this game used to be to come by, or just that you couldn't get it till they showed up?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we haven't talked a lot about that, but they understand, you know, what's on this game. They understand that, you know, obviously they're going to take pride, and they want to prove that they're the best team in the state. We're going to take pride, and we want to prove that we're the best team in the state. You know, we're not going to back down. We want to be who we are. And, you know, obviously for me, being from Arkansas, I take great pride in coaching at Arkansas State. I love putting that logo on. My kids love putting that logo on. So obviously, you know, I'll coach with pride. Coach Neighbors is going to coach with pride. And for me, it's just, I want to have a lot of fun. You know, I want to have a lot of fun, passionate what I do, but that's not going to change who we're playing. I'm passionate about putting that logo on no matter who we're playing. So obviously, you know, being from Arkansas, it means more. But again, it's another game that for me as the head coach, I just want our kids to show up and be who we are, and be solid and be confident for 40 minutes. And I feel like if we do that for 40 minutes, we could compete with anybody we play.
Coach, is Lauren Pendleton on go for tomorrow night?
She's on go. She wanted to come back in the NIU game, but you know, she has stitches in her lip. She's getting those stitches out this morning. She's practiced all week, full go, so she's ready to roll.
Coach, are there any injuries we should know about? People that we wouldn't expect to see, or?
Yeah, everybody's good. The only person that is completely out is Bree Sutton. She had a stress fracture, had to have surgery, so she's done for the year. But everyone else is full go.
For your returners that played in this game last year, I mean, that game was a lot tighter than the score. I mean, kind of where you sense their confidence level is kind of the ones who've been through this game a year ago.
You know, I was just telling my staff this morning, you know, last year our team competed, you know, but also we were young and a little inexperienced. Now I don't feel like we're that team. I feel like this team is ready for this type of game. So they're excited, they're confident, you know, they're practicing and preparing with a different swag than we did last year. And so I'm just excited to see my team show up tomorrow and compete. You know, for us, we want to compete for 40 minutes, no matter what, no matter, you know, basketball is a game of runs. They're going to hit some shots. They're going to get into the game. They're going to, you know, be confident. We're going to hit some shots. We're going to be confident. For us, I don't want us to fold. You know, no matter what happens, don't fold. Be us for 40 minutes. Be confident in it. If they go on a run, withstand that run and know that we're gonna hit back. So that's what I'm the most excited to see. I saw this team take a huge jump in the NIU game. Last year, we might have gave up under those circumstances. You know, we might have got down and not fought as much. This team doesn't give up. This team fights. This team can overcome. And so I'm proud that we're here, and I'm excited to see the level of confidence and swag that my players will play with tomorrow.
Everybody good? All right. Thanks, Coach.
All
Thank you,
right. See
Coach.
y'all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.